Let's turn to inflation and the state of the economy. This week, we learned that consumer prices increased the most in 13 years in June. Start by walking us through that report. What did we learn?
So, top line prices are up 5.4% from a year earlier, stripping out the notoriously volatile food and energy sector to look at the core. They're up 4.5%. For the month of June, they were up 0.9% in either case. 0.9% extrapolated for a full year is 11.3% inflation. So whether you look at it over the course of the past year or just recently, there is no question inflation has ramped up. Right? So now the question is, how much does it ramp up and how long does it last? The Fed is quick to point out that there's a lot of one-time things going on and special features that come from the pandemic, and they're right. In this report, in 1 month, used cars and trucks rose 10.4%, the highest on record. That's not going to continue, and that's responsible for a third of the increase in June. So you want to take out some of these special one-time things that come from these supply chain problems and recovery from the pandemic, and sort of look at the underlying trends. And I think if you do that, you should still have some concern, because we've seen the core of the consumer price index, the CPI, the shelter component of that is 1/3 of the typical family's budget, and it rose to a monthly rate of 0.6%. So you're looking at something that's well over 7% annually on the most important part of the budget. And so we've got some pieces of inflation that aren't one time, that are unlikely to just jump up and down. The shelter component doesn't bounce around a lot. And we know that the housing market's very hot. Rental prices are up a lot across the country. That's a concern. And so will it last 5 years? That's the wild card, right? How persistent will this be? If it appears to persist, the Fed has said, and Powell testified, he will have to raise rates to fight it, and that's that. If they see that happening, they will. But for the moment, they believe it's going to be relatively temporary and will abate later this year and into next year, and we'll be fine.